I'm Claire, and welcome back to our podcast where we're starting with some mini and we're starting with some mini episodes just to introduce. I
Blah,
cannot.
blah, blah, blah. We are starting with some mini episodes just to introduce ourselves to the public that may or may not choose to listen to us after they hear her babble.
Clearly, I shouldn't be doing this.
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna write stuff and then you read it. That's what we're gonna do.
Maybe
from
I'm
now
the
on.
new host.
This is so bad. Okay. So
Are you ready to hear your questions? The people want to know, what fictional world would you want to live in for a month?
So this is gonna sound really weird,
Okay.
probably, but I started watching Murder She Wrote for the first time, like back over the summer, I guess. And there's a very real part of me that if I could pick any fictional world, I would kind of like it to be Cabot Cove, Maine, which is where the main character, Angela Lansbury, lives. And I just love this like quiet little town on the coast of Maine. Like right now, that, but like there's always like a mystery to solve and stuff. So it's not boring.
You just want to live in a fictional world where you're allowed to be nosy. That's it. Like it's your job to be in everybody's business, and that's exactly what you want.
Is that what I want?
That's what
Is
you
that
want.
what that means?
That's what that means. All right, let's move on. You want to live in nosy world. All right. People have to die for you to have fun in that world.
I like a mystery.
Okay. What is your biggest flaw?
Okay, I think I know what that is.
I'm going to try not to make any faces when you answer this.
Okay,
I
so
don't have an opinion.
stop.
Okay.
I think that my biggest flaw is probably how intense I am, because I get something in my head and I get latched onto something, whether it's a project, a cause, whatever. And you agree?
I'm just nodding
Mm-hmm.
that this is interesting.
Yeah. I know it's a problem. I get very like tunnel vision and I can't
Could an
focus
example
on
be
anything else.
that a year before we actually finished a project, you tore out everything out of a room and then started trying to build it by yourself because you were so in a space?
Oh, it's this room.
It's this room. It's this room.
But no, like whatever it is, if I see an injustice, if I see something that needs to be changed or improved, whether it's like
A pantry.
a pantry or a policy with the government. I've actually done a lot of advocacy work and
You
things.
have done that.
And
There's actually things that went before Congress that are because of her.
The military has changed their policy because of stuff that I brought to them in a
There's
kind
people
of
in the military that don't like you because of that. Too.
It's true. There are certain things that I latch onto and I really have an issue letting go until it's done, even when I know, okay, this might have run its course and I might not be able to do anything about this.
Mhm.
I'm just
But people know that it's
intensity of the sun. Do you agree?
I do agree. Well, I don't know. Sometimes is that a flaw? I don't know. I don't know. It can be for you. Like I don't think it's a flaw that necessarily affects other people. I think it's.
Really? Because I feel like it affects everything.
I mean, it can, but I don't know if it affects you. Affects to the point where you think it does. I think that it affects you and your mental health because you can't
It
let
drives me
go of
crazy.
things.
Like I'll have dreams
It might
about
affect me a little bit too, but I don't know.
I'll have dreams about stuff because like my mind just won't let it rest.
Yeah. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably because of my
Invisibility.
so my petty side wants invisibility because it would be nice to know what's said about me whenever I leave a room. But
Again,
and being nosy.
you could use that in your nosy world. Be the
But
best detective ever
right,
because you're in the room.
a practical thing, super speed.
Super speed.
I'm kind of a slow person anyway.
I'm not gonna say anything. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
If I had to, I would say watermelon.
One food the rest of your life. You chose flavored water in a round shape.
Yes.
Okay. Malnutrition it is. If you could experience and live within one decade, what would it be? What decade?
It would be the 90s.
The 90s were pretty
Yeah.
epic.
Because, and I have like a very specific reason for this. We had technology, but we weren't completely dependent on technology. So I feel like that was like a good balance.
The 90s, that's good. That's a good one. I would have picked a different one, but
Yeah, I know you would have.
well, which one would I have picked?
The 40s,
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's good. 40s or
1910s.
maybe,
You're so predictable. You're either
maybe.
World War One, World War Two, or Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam is in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not like glamorizing any of those periods, but just like
No,
the people that lived during then were like epic people. I would love to meet some of those people. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
I'm gonna say "Burn the Ships" by For King and
Oh, that's a
Country.
good one.
Yeah, like anything by Newfound Glory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think your first answer was your best answer. Like, I love
Are
Newfound
you
Glory.
judging my answers?
No, I'm saying that I think you were like, your initial instinct was spot on. If you could pass on a family tradition or just a certain thing we do for someone else to start doing in their home, what would it be?
It's kind of hard to put into words, but it's not like a specific thing, but we try to include each other in a lot of things. Like we try to include the kids, you include them in like cooking dinner
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. I try to include them in anything related to like the website that we're building and the YouTube videos and different things like the work that we're doing. Like we try to include them in that also so that we can do and experience those things together. And we just as togetherness, like as a whole, in the evenings, a lot of families might go to their separate corners where like one kid goes to their room, the other kid goes to another room, but we actually don't do that. We don't do really.
No, we hang out in like one room.
Yeah, we tend to hang out like everybody kind of has their downtime and stuff if someone needs a little bit of like privacy or a little bit of separation for a bit, but routinely though we do our evenings together. And
Yeah.
I really like that because it makes everyone very connected and nobody feels like isolated or left out and stuff because everyone is involved with each part of our family life instead of only having their part of it.
Yeah.
I would encourage families to like do more of that and spend more of that time together in the everyday things. All
Right.
right, guys. Well, that's it for this. Next up, we'll have the kids' intro videos. Whenever we come back with more full length episodes, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to get into how trauma has affected our parenting and how we've made it through having so much of it, like 4 different
It's
brain
currently
injuries.
going on right now, so
It's
it's fresh.
never like not going on, but we still have, a household with 4 brain injuries. So we'll talk about how those types of dynamics affect our marriage and how we've been able to, like, I feel like even though we have every risk factor that they say like this increases your risk of divorce, we have all of them, and but I feel like our relationship is better and stronger.
We give grace to each other for being human beings and not perfect. So like, and we
Yeah.
don't quit. Like, we're not quitters.
Yeah, we're
I
not
told you,
quitters.
like.
So anyway, we hope you'll stick around with us. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Bye.